Yeah,
Yes. Can you hear me now?
yeah, fine.
Yeah. Hi, Siddharth. This is
Hi,
Shubham from HCS.
hi.
Yeah. I have with me Siddharth also.
Okay.
Hi, how are you?
Hi. Yeah, good.
Okay. So I guess you're aware we have scheduled an interview at this time, right?
Correct.
Yeah. So can you just brief me out like currently what you are working on, what all tools you are being using,
Yeah,
and what are your goals and responsibilities currently?
yeah. So myself is Sudhakar, having 3+ years experience on DevOps. So in my past experience, I worked on couple of tools like version control system. I worked SVN and Git, and the build tools I worked Ant and Maven, and continuous integration I worked Jenkins. I have very good experience on Jenkins, like installing the plugins and installing the nodes for my project requirement. I worked such kind of activities. Apart from this, I have good knowledge on the ticketing system tool like ServiceNow, Jira, and RTC. And backup repository, I worked Nexus. And also apart from this, I worked environment creation on RHEV and creating the VMs. Apart from that, code monitoring tool, Fisheye, I worked. And incident management and change management, I worked ITSM. And also basic knowledge in AWS also, like few services I have knowledge, like IAM and EC2, and basic knowledge in VPC also. S3 I have good knowledge. And apart from this, I have knowledge on the Confluence Atlassian tool and Bamboo also very basic knowledge. And and also configuration management tool I have very good experience on Chef and Rundeck. So Puppet very basic knowledge. So this is my
Configuration share file?
Chef and Rundeck.
Okay. Okay. So in Jenkins, like which version are you using?
Currently we are using 1.565.1 we are using.
Okay, so you haven't moved in onto pipeline stuff, right?
Yeah, we implemented same version only. It is
Okay.
compatible for that.
Okay. So in terms of pipeline, like what are you executing as of now? What is your process? Like, can you just brief me out about one
Yeah,
of the technologies,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the process?
Yeah, so currently we integrated pipeline via Rundeck we implemented. So basically how it will work is, so we configure the jobs, Jenkins jobs for suppose if I wanted to automate the 5 different jobs on the pipeline view. So first I'll create the 5 different jobs like CA hyphen test hyphen 1 2 3 4 5. Once we created that jobs, after that we will enable the pipeline view in the 5 jobs. Like in the first job, I'll go to post build action. There I'll select the trigger parameterized and build another project. So there I can give in the first job. I'll configure the second job. Like that I configure each and every job. So once it is done, later after that whatever deployment I wanted to do in the each and every job, that will pass from the Jenkins only build parameterized builds. There I'll pass the IP address, and we are using the deployment tool like Rundeck. So Rundeck plugin we will enable in the each and every job. So that UUID code we will enable. That means UUID code is nothing but in the Rundeck we create the job. That job I will call from the Jenkins only. So what exactly it will do is it will check the shell script will write in the Rundeck job. Then automatically it will go and deploy that whatever you are passing the parameters from the Jenkins, you will go and deploy. So this configuration we implemented in my project.
Okay. So basically, like in terms of pipeline, what you are using is like earlier we used to have upstreams and downstream jobs.
Yeah, upstream and downstream only.
Yeah. So you are just using pipeline. You are just able to see like what all jobs have been triggered by this
Correct.
particular job.
Correct.
Okay. So there is another thing in pipeline, basically like from Jenkins 2 and above, basically 2.4 and above.
Okay.
In that we use Groovy DSL for creating
correct,
jobs.
correct.
And
Yeah, I never worked, but I had same process. So we can implement it via Groovy also.
Yeah, no, there are two things. So, like one is with the Groovy, you can use Groovy DSL,
Yes.
and another is using some Jenkins file. Like there is one file Jenkins file,
Correct.
and it automatically creates your job on the fly. You don't need Rundeck or any other SDK or anything.
Okay,
so on
okay.
the fly, you can create your jobs using that file. So any experience on that?
We never implemented same process in my project. So currently we are using this process. So I have basic knowledge on that, like what we are you discussed.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In terms of Jenkins, like, do you have master slave concept?
Yeah, we implement. Yeah, we have.
Okay. So how many nodes you are having, and
So
do
we
you have
have,
nodes
yeah,
and
yeah, 25 nodes we implemented in my project. So for release process, we have separate node. Two nodes we are using for only release.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So all your nodes and Jenkins, all these stuff are on Linux, or do you have any Windows node as well?
Windows also. Both we are using,
Okay.
Linux and Windows.
Good.
But how we are maintaining? We are maintaining each and every slave as a different mission. Separate VM we created for that. So just we will give the SSH key from the slave mission to master mission. Like that we are calling.
Okay, that would be only for Linux processors, but for Windows, you need to run that slave jar on the Windows node.
Correct. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. So both missions we will run at a time. So backend slave missions will run. So front end that SSH key will pass from the front end. Like that we are using.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any experience on Docker?
Yeah, Docker we are using. So just
You are using Docker?
yeah, we are using Docker images. So just we are calling from the Jenkins to Docker missions. We will calling even Rundeck also we implemented in the Docker only. Just we are calling that image from the Jenkins.
Can you just elaborate that process? I didn't get exactly what you are doing.
So exactly what we will do is we will create the separate image in the Docker mission. So wherever I install the Docker, so that image, so we'll upload that into my account. So we have a separate account for my project. So there we will upload that image. So that image, how I will call from the Jenkins using the using the Jenkins build and publish. Sorry, a Docker build and publish plugin we are using for to calling the particular image. So that plugin, what exactly it will do is we will pass the details like what exactly repository name you created in the Docker image. That image I should call from the Jenkins, and also I'll pass the URL of that particular image. So like that we are calling from the Docker hub to Jenkins.
Okay. Okay. That is when your image is already present on your
Correct.
Docker hub
Sometimes
account.
we will only write the Docker files also sometimes. So my client will take care of that, creating the Docker files and all.
Okay. Okay. You are not into writing Docker files.
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Coming to Git, so can you just explain me like what are your branching strategies?
Yeah, so we are using both SVN and Git. So, like we have a development teams, two different teams. So one team we am working the SVN, and one team we are using Git. So coming to SVN, how we are strategy. So trunk branch tag we are maintaining. Inside the trunk we are maintaining the original source code of the particular version. Like we are using the sequential development only. So once my development is completed, when it will go to production, so after once it will go to production, that code we will store inside the trunk folder. So coming to branch, so depends on the requirement, we will create the branches. So it's like a standard branches we'll create sometimes, and bug fix whenever bugs will happen. Some rare cases we'll create the bug fix branch for the fixing the bugs after that, and also we'll create the temporary branches also like hot fix branches whenever my developer required to add the code into the already released version. So such kind of things I created the bug fix branch, hot fix branch also. So coming to tag, so exactly what we will do is we will take the backup of the future purpose. Like so once my release is completed, each and every release I will take the backup in the tag folder. So this strategy we are using in the SVN. So coming to Git strategy, we are using like directly we'll create the a project create. We'll create the project. So inside that master only defaultly will it will create. So some scenarios whenever my developer required, if any require the new branch, then we will create the branch. So once their development is done, so according to their requirement, we will remove the branch, something like that. So this kind of strategy we are following.
Okay. Okay. So basically, like it varies on project to project basis. You haven't hard coded any strategy like to use by project.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Any idea on LFS? Git LFS?
LFS? No.
Okay. What about webhooks? Any idea on that? Like, have you ever used webhooks? I'm asking in particular with Git.
No, we are not using that.
Okay. Okay, no problem. Siddharth, do you have any question in particular with source code management or continuous integration? Anything?
No questions.
Continue. You continue.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming to your Linux, so like how comfortable are you with Linux?
Yeah, I have knowledge on that.
Okay. So let me start with basic question. So can you just tell me the difference between sed command and awk command?
Yeah. So whenever we run the top command, so what exactly it will do? It will give the information about whatever process are running in the backend in the server. So it will give information on that. So according to that, we will check that, and then we can work on the top command.
Which command you are talking about? Like
Top, TOP.
no, I didn't ask for top. I am asking for sed. S-E-D. Sed. Stream editor. S-E-D. Sed.
SPD.
S-E-D. Stream editor. S for stream. E-D for editor. Okay, no worries. No worries. Have you used awk, AWK awk command?
No.
Okay, so do you have experience on shell scripting or it is particularly with Linux administration?
Shell scripts only we will use in my projects.
Okay, so in shell scripts you haven't used SED or awk command?
So basically, we never write the shell scripts and all. So my environment team will take care of that.
Okay, so you basically will execute those using
release
cron
management.
job.
Release management and all. I'll take care.
Okay, so any idea on cron jobs? What are cron tabs and cron jobs?
Yeah, cron jobs will based on the requirement will configure in the Jenkins only.
That is cron schedule for Jenkins job.
Yeah.
In Linux also we have cron jobs.
Yeah. So
we can set a job. So any idea on that?
I have knowledge on that. Cron tab -e. Inside that we will schedule the jobs.
Okay, no worries. Any idea on run levels? Like what are different run levels and for what purposes we have run levels?
Not sure.
Okay. So have you worked on Ansible or Puppet?
No, we are using Chef, right? Yeah, Chef and Rundeck we are using.
Okay. So in Chef, have you written any cookbooks yourself or some other teams are using?
Client will take care and so we are using the standard things only. So for deployment, just we will modify the script and then we can do the deployments.
Okay, so basically Chef you are using only for deployment, not actually configuring the environment as per application.
No, we are using for deployments only.
Okay, only for deployment. So Jenkins can also do those deployments in the shell executor. If you write your commands, then Jenkins can also perform those deployments. So any reason why we're using
so
Chef?
While using the Chef, we can deploy at a time maximum 50,000 servers at a time. But in Jenkins, that is not possible. So it's like moreover, we have to each and everything be automated in the Chef. Suppose even though at a time if I wanted to deploy into all servers, that is possible in the Chef.
Yeah, there is an overhead of maintaining those agents and everything. But yeah, every environment has its pros and cons. That's not an issue. So how many servers you guys are working on currently?
Maximum we have 300 plus servers we have in my environment.
Okay, 300 plus servers. Okay. For monitoring, which tool you are using? Nagios.
We are using Splunk. We will use, and for code we are using Fisheye.
Splunk you are using for log monitoring or application monitoring as well?
It's like log monitoring only. Application monitoring, we have a health check monitor.
Okay, health check monitor.
Yeah.
So do you have any idea on how we actually configure health monitor or any other monitoring tool, or is it Someone has
User
already
level,
set it up and
yeah, user level only I have knowledge on that.
okay, okay. So in your day-to-day task, like what all things come under your plate? Like what all
So most of
you
the
used to
things
do?
we will concentrate on the daily releases we have, and apart from this, we will create the branches in the requirements and creating the VMs and environment for the developers requirement, and also doing the deployments into the test servers. So this kind of activities I will do.
Okay. 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 So coming to AWS, like you said you have basic knowledge. So
Hmm.
I'm assuming it would be end user sort of knowledge, like instance would be created by someone and you will be just logging in and doing certain stuff, or you are
No,
creating instances also.
we will create the environments also. Like
You will create the environment.
yeah,
So okay, so those environments are like using Chef cookbooks or any other tool, or is it manual creation of those
manual
instances?
creation only.
Manual creation.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 So that do you want to ask anything?
No.
Like I'm pretty much done
Yeah,
with my
tell me.
question. So that
Hello.
okay, okay. Actually, Siddharth is also there on the call, so I was asking him if
Oh,
he has any
okay,
question.
okay. No problem, no problem.
Okay. So Sudhakar, what are you expecting like here?
Hello. Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, Sudhakar, I'm asking like how much CTC you are expecting here?
Now currently I'm getting the 5.8 lakh. So on that the 30% hike I'm getting.
On that?
30% hike. 30.
Okay. 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 This would be your first company change, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And I am assuming you might be from Andhra Pradesh. So any
Yes.
reason like you're relocating to Noida?
Uh,
Like you're fine with this relocation, right?
no problem. Locational, no problem. Looking for career growth. So that's right. Relocation and all, no problem for me.
Okay. So currently also you are in Noida only.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. So
Yeah.
currently also you are working in Noida only?
There only. Yeah. That's what I'm telling. No problem for relocation and all. Even if you relocate into the different location also, I can work.
Okay, okay. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with my questions. Anything you
Sure.
want to ask?
I want to know about like how the process, what tunnel you are using in your project, something like that. If you're okay,
Okay.
then explain. That's no problem.
Yeah, no, I can explain you that.
Yeah.
So basically, like we deal with all the technologies when it comes to CI and CD processes.
Okay.
And what we are using is extensive usage of pipeline feature, which is present in 22.4 and above.
Mm-hmm.
In that, we basically have a Groovy library
Mm-hmm.
which we have written,
Mm-hmm.
and using those Groovy libraries only, our jobs will be created.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, there would be a single file which we will place in the repository,
Mm-hmm.
and that takes care of creating the job. So it would be single job which will even do your CI, and it will also deploy your code.
Mm-hmm.
So for the deployment, we are using VBL Labs tool, Excel deploy and Excel release.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
sure whether you have heard of it or not.
Mm.
Have you heard of them?
Yeah, no. I never get chance to work on this.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So using these tools, we are basically doing our CI/CD process.
Okay.
This is for CI/CD. Then
Version
we have
control?
started doing. Sorry.
Version control, which one you are using?
For version control, we basically have Git.
Mm-hmm. Build.
In our earlier GitHub
Yeah,
Enterprise.
no. Build tool.
Yeah. For the build, like I told you, we are having all the technologies. So
Oh.
for Java, currently we are using Maven, but soon we'll be upgrading to Gradle.
Mm.
For MS Build, for Microsoft and .NET projects, we are using
MS Builds only.
Build.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Then we have Angular project. For that, we are using Node.
Okay.
Then there are certain tool-specific CI/CDs also, which we are doing, like SSRS is there, that is
Okay.
part of MSCI. The data stage is there, which is another ETL. So
Mm.
for that, we have written our in-house PowerShell scripts,
Mm.
which is taking care of the deployment processes.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm.
For
Yeah.
configuration management, we have started using Ansible and
Ansible.
all those
Okay.
stuff.
Okay. Yeah. Good.
Yeah, so Sudhakar, I will provide our feedback to HR and
Sure.
they'll get back to you.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you.